Hello friends, welcome back to Little Monkeys and Me. This is episode 15. Oh, and Happy New Year. Alright, so for you that don't know me, my name is Fernanda and I live in North Carolina with my husband, my 3 kids, and our dog Luna. And it's a new year. I'm excited to record. It's been a while. I was going to record in December, but it was a bit crazy month, as many of you know. So I am just so happy to be here. Let's see, what do we have today? We have the winner from the last episode. I did a 3,000 followers or 3K subscribers for YouTube, and I did a giveaway. The school run set, all 3 patterns by Laura from Penrose Knits, and I will give away that today. I already did the random generator, and I will give away that one. Then there's a new giveaway, which I need to go and get the things for. There's a new giveaway for the podcast anniversary that we are 1 year old. The podcast, it was on December 30th, so last week, and I was actually planning on recording that day, but then I got a stomach bug and I didn't record. So let's start from where I left off last time. So last time I recorded at the end of November, and I said I might record Vlogmas, but I also said I may not record Vlogmas. I didn't know for sure because I was gonna have family in town. And as you know, I didn't record Vlogmas, and that was really truly the right decision. As much as I wanted to, I even recorded that first, like December 1st, I recorded. That's Luna. My whole family left. So my husband went out with the kids and they left her here. So of course it's like the worst thing that could happen to her, even though I'm like her favorite person, but they left her and she is only happy pretty much when we're all together. And so now she's whining. That's awesome. So my brother, his wife, and my niece, they came, and it was fantastic. We spent exactly 2 weeks, every single day together. We would sleep in our house, and then my parents live about 15 minutes away or so, and we would sleep here, and then we would head over there pretty much right after, and we wouldn't come home until like midnight. And we would do it all over again. Here's Luna. She is not happy that they all left. You're okay, baby. So where was I? Okay, yeah, so my brother came. They had lots of fun. Then, you know, I didn't record. I chose to spend time with family. And as it is, I haven't even caught up with all the Vlogmases that I've been wanting to watch. So I still have to do that, which, you know, more vlogs for me to watch. That it's not a bad thing. And so yeah, so that's kind of what happened. Then Christmas happened. It was wonderful. We celebrate the Chilean style, which means that we go looking for Santa Claus at midnight. So we have a late dinner. My kids are night owls like me, like as an everyday thing. No, like I send them to bed early, and but they can stay up. They've always been really good staying up. They don't get cranky or anything. So they can stay up past midnight like nothing. They don't take naps or anything. And so we had a really late dinner. We all cooked together with my parents and my brother and my other brother who lives here in town. And then we wait until it's midnight. And then we go out walking, looking for Santa. And when we come back, the lights are all turned off and only the Christmas tree is on and all the presents are there. It's actually quite magical. I really like it, and my kids really like it. So after Christmas, you know, we have that week between Christmas and New Year's, and I actually really enjoy that week because that's the week of my birthday. My birthday is December 31st, and thank you so much for all the happy birthday wishes that I got on Instagram. It was a great birthday. I did have a little bit of a stomach bug, that's why I didn't record. We have some other family in town who came to visit. Oh my goodness. Other family in town who came to visit for New Year's Eve. We did karaoke. We did just hang out together. We had lots of like finger foods, and it was just a chill, fun day. And then we wait until midnight. We hug. We have cola de mono, which is, it's a little bit like eggnog, but it's like the Chilean style, and you put coffee. So we don't drink coffee and we don't drink alcohol. So it's probably a very boring cola de mono. So instead we put eco instead of the coffee, and we just make it non-alcoholic. I think they did like, oh gosh, I'm sorry. You guys, today it's gonna be super interesting because she is being a whiner. Especially because I'm not paying attention to her now. So yeah, so it tastes a lot like eggnog. Yes, what is it? No, excuse me. So yeah, they put essence of rum instead of alcohol because we don't drink alcohol. So, but it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. And yeah, and we had sparkling cider because we don't drink champagne. It was just really fun. And plus, like I said, we had karaoke, which was really, it's like my favorite. All right, that was a super long chatty bit. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the winner of last time's giveaway. The winner, I'm gonna put it right here, is actually Dawn from Dawn's Days. So my friend Dawn, congratulations, you won the pattern set. And let me know if ever it's fine for me to send it to you, and I will send it. We will have a new giveaway. So let me talk about the new giveaway. What you'll get. So the prize is going to be this bag from Noble Character Crafts. No, that's mine. Get down. And this is from Amy, and it comes with a pocket inside. I think she sent, it has 2 tees in it. It also has some stitch markers right here attached, and it's a really good size. It's a medium-sized bag, and I would say, depending on how big your project is, maybe like a small, definitely a shawl will fit here for sure, and a small sweater might fit. And then with that, I will send you this sock set from Felicity Yarn Studios. It's a beautiful sock set. The colorway is Wild Things, the main one, and then the other one, the mini one, is called Passionate. And it's beautiful, and it comes with a stitch marker or like project keeper. No, project. Why can't I think of words? Progress keeper. There we go. Progress keeper. So that's the price. So the question that I would want to hear from all of you, what are you the most excited about knitting this year? If there's anything, or just what are you knitting next? Like, what is going to be your project, or what are you knitting on right now? Like, it's a new year. I think we all like to cast on new things. So that is the giveaway. So that's a new giveaway. And Dawn, you contact me so I can just send it to you. So let's move on. I think that's all the things. Now let's finally talk about all the things we finished. Now, I don't even know if there are some things that I don't have with me. I know that I don't have 2 things, and I didn't even take pictures of them. So, But I do have one thing that I want to talk about that is not knitting related. I actually made my mom and my mother-in-law, I'll put a picture up here, and I love them, so I need to make myself one. I got this embroidery kit, and it is like a pendant kit. Oh, sorry, let me get the picture out so you can actually see it. Isn't that so pretty? I think the one here on the back is the one I'm gonna make myself. I believe it comes with 6 different kits, 5 or 6. So I made them each different one. So as you saw in the picture, it comes with everything you need. It comes with hooks. I believe it comes with 2 hooks. And then the whole thing comes, like, each one is separated into its own little baggie with the cloth. The cloth has, I don't know if you can actually see that, but it already has drawn, look, the, so you don't get to pick which, I mean, you could just use the other side if you really wanted to draw your own thing. But it kind of like comes like, the green one comes with its own design. Each color comes with its own design. Then it comes with the floss that you need. And it comes with the pendant and two needles. Luna, you're all right. You're okay. 2 needles, and so everything you need except for the glue. That's the only thing that you don't, just have super glue, and that's what you need. I'm trying to see what else comes with it, like some little scissors. I did change some of the colors for this blue one. I didn't like the pinks as much here, so I had my own embroidery floss, and I know it smells so delicious, and I just changed it for colors that I thought my mother-in-law would like a little bit better. I mean, they're still pink, but they're just softer pinks. And so if you have your own embroidery like floss, then it's a lot easier. But yeah, so those were, I gave them those plus the socks for my mother-in-law and the shawl for my mom for Christmas. And they both liked it, and they both worn their pendants, which is super nice. So let's talk about the next thing. Last time I showed you one of them, I finished the other one in one night. It's one of those things that I knew wasn't gonna be hard at all to finish because it is small, it is quick color work, and I made the size small child. And these are the Alpaca My Knit Mitts by Brie from Doodle Bug Yarn Co. And my friend Brie, this was her first pattern, and she needed testers, and I tested for her. And I think also the second one went even faster because there wasn't anything that I needed to change, because by this point the pattern is out. So I will link it below. Everything I talk about, hopefully I remember, but everything I talk about, usually I link it down below, and including I'll have links to Amy's and Zoe's shops online. I already talked about the yarn last time, so not much to say other than this is a really fun pattern. I think they're adorable. These are totally giving me Gryffindor vibes. I love it. My son, so this is for my youngest son. These are blocked already, and now he can finally wear them because he went out today and it's cold. It is like 30 degrees, which is pretty cold. I mean, I know that my Canadian friends are having like -40 Celsius, but which is outrageous. I just can't even imagine. 30 degrees is pretty cold. So, and then we're gonna be out and about. So he can wear these because I need to talk about them in the podcast. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I use US size 0 or 2 millimeters. I think the pattern called for a tiny bit bigger, but this was what I used to get gauge, and it's a really good fit. It's nice, and it's a tight gauge, but that's what you want. Like, you don't want like super airy mittens. So yeah, one thing. Next, after I finished my Christmas knits, I went and like finished a bunch of FOs, or like a few things that I needed to finish. So I have my Sagostad mittens. So these ones are by Sofia Kammeborn, and Sagostad in Swedish means fairy tale town, I believe. Yeah, fairy tale town. And aren't they gorgeous? I love them so much. The other day, actually, I went out and it was cold and I got to wear them. They fit perfect. It's kind of like a one size. It's only one size, but you could just increase your needle size. You can change a little bit of yarn and you would make a difference. Like you could make them bigger. Plus there's plenty of room, I think. Like there's still plenty of room in my thumb, and you can make definitely this longer if you have longer hands. They're perfect. I love them so much. And I made these ones on Jamieson and Smith. The colorways, the dark gray, it's 54. The off-white is 1A. The red is 1403. And the yellow, it's color 91. I use also 2 millimeters. I made them mostly on 9-inch circulars, and it made it so easy and so fun. Then you don't have to, like the floats, you don't have to deal with magic loop and the floats. And the only times when I used like magic loop was picking up, I think one point when you're doing the picot right here, as you can see, you have to have like things in 2 different needles, and that's when I used 9-inch and the longer ones. And then you pick up stitches to do with this little cuff, and you bind off, and I believe it was a different kind of bind off. If I remember, I'll put it up because I can't think of it right now. And it makes it very neat. And why can't I think of the word? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm a bit rusty, I guess. It's been more than a month. I love them. I love them so much. They're not, it's Jamieson and Smith, so it's never going to be super soft, but it's very woolly and very warm, and that's really what I wanted. And you know how I love woolly wool. I will use hand-dyed yarn, merino, anytime, because it's also so fun. But woolly wools, they just calm me, and they make me so happy. Yes, you're okay. You're okay. It's gonna be a super interrupted podcast, which is awesome. My husband went out with the kids so it wouldn't happen, but then Luna, it's just being a bum. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. I finished my Juniper sweater or jacket. What is it called? Juniper jacket by Fabel Knitwear. And this was my Christmas sweater that I was gonna make for this year. And let me tell you, I love it. I love it so very much. So it is a bit cropped, so let me see if I can actually scooch over and get up. So it is a bit cropped. This is my hip, like right above my hip. And it has this beautiful detail. Let me move my hair. A beautiful detail of the sleeve right here. It has a little bit of color work right here on both sides. I did not put buttons. I did make 2 buttonholes, just 2, in case I wanted to add 2 buttons just for the top, because I knew this one was not going to be like a me and cardigans. I don't always like to button them up, and I just knew that I didn't want to put heavy buttons on here anyways. So let's talk about the yarn. So if you know, I use Nutiden yarn, and I held it single. Let me tell you, do you want to know how much this weighs? 190 grams. Was it 189? But let's just say 190 grams. I didn't even use 2 plates. And from the green, I didn't even weigh it. There wasn't even a point. I mean, it's barely anything. I still have almost a whole entire plate of green because I bought 4 plates of the off-white, and which I think is Ruagad. Let me see. Actually, my last okay, which one is Rua and the other one is Ruagad, and I cannot remember which one is which. I do believe this is Ruagad and the other one is Rua. I don't remember. And I made the XL size, and it has plenty of room. And it is so warm, actually really warm, because the house has heat right now. So I'm kind of warm in this, and even though I have short sleeve underneath. But it is really warm. It was really fun to knit. I wasn't sure because I had never knitted. I mean, this is only my second Nutiden project, and I have never made anything with 1 strand. So it was definitely more, I had to be more gentle than usual. And it takes you a little bit of time before you get like used to the tension and how much to pull, how much not to pull. And so it's a construction from the bottom up. You knit until you split for the sleeves, and you stop, you set it aside, and then you knit the sleeves from the cuff up, and then you join together, and then you go back and forth. This is not done in the round, so it is done back and forth, which I don't mind purling, so for me it was fine. You do the color work is done just right here, so you separate into 2 balls of the green, just 2 balls of the green, and then you do a tiny bit of color work just from here to here, and that's it. It's really not hard at all. Then okay, so let's talk about the cast on. Tubular cast off, that's what it was. It was the tubular cast off. Totally random. Let's go back to this. This was a normal long tail cast on, but because I had time between projects and I hadn't knit with Nutiden for a few months, it took me a little while to get back into that routine and like that pace of not pulling too much, that I was doing the long tail cast on, and I was having a hard time, especially because I was doing only 1 strand. And I was having a hard time, like it was like breaking the yarn, and it wasn't flowing very well. So I got mad. Well, not mad, but I was like, no, that's not working. So I ended up doing a backward loop cast on. Then there was a lot less tension. There was less pulling, and I was able to cast on. But then when I cast it on for the sleeves, I was able to do a long tail cast on, no problem, because by that point I had been using the yarn for a long time. So my hands were used to the yarn and how I had to pull without a problem. And so it just takes a little bit of practice. Don't freak out. First of all, spit splicing, or you don't even have to use actually your saliva. You can just if you do it vigorously, it will still stick together. And you can just, whenever it breaks, you can put it back together, and there's almost like no ends to weave. Like I said, I still have 2 whole plates. I could make a whole entire other sweater of this in the same size. So my mom, she tried this one on. Of course, it's big on her because she's much smaller than me, but she loved it so much, and just like, you could make me one. And I was like, actually, I literally could, because I have enough to make you one. So I'm not making any promises, mommy. I don't even know what I'm doing with that yarn yet, but I definitely didn't need 4 plates. I mean, this pattern is written with finger and weight yarn, but not with Nutiden in mind. So I wasn't sure, did I need to use more? I need to use less? It was one of those things that I wasn't sure. So I bought 4, because if you know what Nutiden is, it's a very small, they make a limited amount of each colorway, and after that you don't have any more. So I didn't want to start a project and then not have enough. And I could have made this double stranded, but then I think it would have been too big, and then I would have had to change like weight, like I would have had to make a smaller size, and hopefully hope that this was perfect. My gauge was spot on. I was able to use the 3.5 and 4 millimeters that the pattern called for. It was so fun. It was so fun to knit. I didn't make any modifications other than I started the cast on differently. And oh, I made this sleeve, I made it one size bigger just in case. I was like kind of afraid that it was going to be too tight, and it's not. It's plenty of space. I could have gone with the size extra large. So that is like my tips with this is take your time. Take your time. You don't have to do the long tail cast on. You can do another cast on that pulls a little bit less if that helps. And with time, you'll just get better and better at it, and you just your tension gets used to it, your hands get used to it, and then it's not hard at all. So that's what I have to say. And you pick up stitches for the button band, and yeah, it was lovely. I love her patterns. Her patterns are so beautiful, and this is the first time that I make one of her patterns for myself. I've always made them for my mom, for my mother-in-law, for my sister-in-law. I never made one for me, and I absolutely love it so much that I am like contemplating making maybe another one, maybe one instead of a cardigan, maybe one of her sweaters or jumpers. Whew. All right, I had lots to say about that one. Then I made a hat for my grandpa, which I don't have, and I don't have a picture of. I also made my youngest son. If last time I was talking about, you know, all the Christmas sock knitting that I was making, I did make my son a pair of socks, which he wore for like a week straight, and I need to wash them, and that's why I'm not going to show them to you. That's not happening. They are in the dirty laundry, and I need to wash them. But I used leftover from my mother-in-law's yarn that I used last time, and very easy, very quick. So those two I don't have pictures of. All right, I did make my Gingerbread Dream. Gingerman Dream socks. Yeah, that's what it's called. Gingerman Dream socks. From Deborah Raymond. She is the dyer behind Shoppe Yarns, and I love her yarn. This is also a kit, so it was her yarn with her pattern. About the kit, the moment it came out, you know, when she posted about it, I fell in love with them. And then so here's the gingerbread. This time I didn't mess up. If you've been here for a little bit, then you know that in the summer I started her Lucky Star socks, and I bought her sock set and everything, and it had a star on one heel and a heart on the other heel, and I did them both upside down, and I had to unpick them and do them again. But this time I didn't. I did it right the first time around. I think I used 2.5s. I think it calls for 2.25s, but I used 2.5s, and I think I did the 64 millimeters maybe for her. I used a 9-inch circular for them, and yeah, they were super fun to knit. I did wear them already. I wore them for Christmas Eve. I believe it was Christmas Eve. Yeah, and I washed them just for you so you guys could see them. These were super fun. I know that she's not dyeing these anytime soon, but the pattern's still on her. I'll link her. She doesn't have it in Ravelry. She only sells her patterns on Etsy. And I know that she's not doing kits anytime soon. She did a lot of kits, and she's worn out, and really, you know, it's kind of a seasonal thing. So I don't know if she will for this year. Oh gosh, yeah, that's right. We're already in 2022. I knew this, but for a moment it was weird to say it. All right, so let's move on to another pair of socks. So last time I told you that I was thinking of making socks for my husband, and I think I already had started them last time. And these are the Farmhouse Christmas socks by Angela from Knitting in the Farm. And let me tell you about this sock. There's a story behind the socks, so let's talk about it. So I made this pair of socks and I was so excited. I finished them with plenty of time. I will show you a picture, and then I'll show you how I wrapped the socks yeah, I made my own little labels for all the socks that I gave out this year. I made labels, and it was, that's how I'm gonna do every time I give socks, make a little label. It's so cute. And I was so excited. My husband had no idea that I was making socks for him, so these were a complete surprise. And when I gave it to him on Christmas morning, and he was like, oh, I didn't know. And he loved the color, loved everything about them. He tried them on, and they didn't fit. They wouldn't get through because of the color work up here. And I was like, what? That has never happened to me before. I haven't done tons of color work socks, but still, like, it doesn't happen. Like, the things I knit, they fit. So, and then I realized I never switched. I think these are done on 2.5s. But I was doing them in 2.5s anyway. I never went up to 2.75s for the color work section, and they were too tight. I was so disappointed and so mad because I had to redo them, and I didn't want to make them again. But at the same time, I wanted him to have them, and I didn't want to make a whole new, like, I wanted these for him. So I was talking to Ruth from Ruth Loves to Knit, and she actually was one of the testers, and she said she went up to 3s on the color work section just to make sure. And so I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So I got mad. I mean, you know, like normal mad. Okay, I don't want you to think that I have like anger issues or something. No, but I was like, fine. So I unpicked up, like, I cut off part of this, and I just started unpicking. I was like, fine, I'm just rolling it back up. And I did a whole entire sock, and then I was like, why did I do that? The foot fit. The cuff fit. The only part that didn't fit was the color work section. I was like, I could have just done some surgery, and I could have saved myself so much more time. So one sock was completely gone because I already had completely just made into a ball. But the other sock was not touched. So what did I do? Actually, it was this one. I think you can barely even see where I did it. But I cut it right here. Well, you first pick up the stitches. So with a longer needle, not with a 9-inch, I picked up all the stitches along here and I cut it. So I cut this section, right? So I cut it and I picked it up. Then I went up here to the cuff and I did the same thing. And I cut it right above, I think right in between the cuff and that first green stripe, because there's like two rounds of just stuck net. So right there, I picked up stitches first and then I cut. So I then went with a bigger needle and I made the color work section. And then here, I grafted that with the Kitchener stitch. And you can't even see it. Like, maybe you could, I don't know. Can you? You can barely even, no. They fit now. So after I did that, I was like, this is so cool. Why didn't I think of this before? Why did I go and just... So this one, I made, I just made the whole entire thing of this one. But this one had sock surgery. And now they both fit, of course, because now they're right. Not the pattern's fault. It was me. So 2.5s and then 3 millimeters for the color work section, just to be sure. And they fit just fine. So now he can wear them. He hasn't been able to wear them, actually. I mean, by the time that I finished them, it was like after Christmas anyways. So, and then I was like, you need to wait until I show them in the podcast, because I'm not, showing like dirty socks. I'm so happy with them now. And that made me think of the Ridari that I made my husband. So last year, like January, February, I made my husband a Ridari, which, we did family pictures with my brother and sister-in-law, and my niece were here. And everyone, you know, because it was the first time that we were all together for a long time, we did family pictures. And my husband, my kids, and we all wore sweaters that I made. This one wasn't done, so I wore my cardigan. Everyone had hand knitted sweaters by me. Oh, I can't wait until those are done and I can show you. So proud moment. But what was I going with this? I'm already off track, probably so off track. Oh yeah, the Ridari. So I made my husband, because he wore that and he really likes it. He loves it and it fits perfectly. But I told you back then that I thought it was a bit long, and it is a bit long. But now I'm like, I told my husband, I was like, we can fix that so easy, which I knew I could. And I always knew, okay, I just need to pick up stitches, I need to cut, I need to graft. I always knew the theory of it. I had never done it. So now that I have done it and I know how easy it is, it takes time though. It's just Kitchener stitch, you know, it takes a little bit of time. But I love the rhythm of it, so I don't mind at all. She's still mad. She's still mad because she's still looking for them. Just like, why are you ignoring me, mommy? And they're not here. So yeah, so that's the story behind those. Whew, let's just say. So don't get discouraged if, you know, sometimes there's more than one way than completely ripping back. So don't get too discouraged. There's other ways of fixing things. Sometimes ripping back, it's the only way, but you know, it's okay. Don't get mad like me. Don't be irrational. So, what do I have here? This year was the first time that I have done an advent. That was actually my Christmas present or birthday present. I don't know if Christmas and my birthday are so close together that it kind of all mushes, but I think it was one of those two. And my husband got it for me, and I got it from Blush Yarns from my friend Natalie. And that was my first time ever getting an advent. So I was looking, I was like so excited about it, but I didn't know what to make with them because I also didn't want a bunch of minis and never ever use them, especially because she does beautiful yarn. She makes really beautiful yarn. And I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do? So this is what I did. One of my friends on Instagram, she is one of my, oh, I can't think of her name right now, but she told me about this because I asked, what are you guys making with your advents? And I got some answers and some of things I was like, oh, that looks good, that looks good. And then she told me about from Emma from Potter and Bloom. Yeah, she also has a podcast, which is so fun. I didn't know about her, so fun. And these are called the 24-day socks, and this is this year's. She got this pattern out to use with Advent. Now my Advent was 25 days, so you know, these are my 25-day socks instead of 24, and I love them. Let me tell you, making these every day was like a joy. You know, I would open up my little Advent, I would get excited about the color, wind them up, and then I would add. This is so easy, and it barely uses any of your, I think I use about 20 grams in total of all my Advent colors, and that, or 24, like I think it says 24 grams. I made mine, my leg was shorter than hers, so I didn't weigh them to find out how much I use of each one, but you only do 2 rounds of the Advent color. So in reality, yes, baby, you're a good girl. In reality, you don't use that much. So yeah, so this is the part where you join. So you do have a little bit of a kind of like a jolt. But this is the pretty side, and I made sure that I did it on the insides of the sock, so then you don't have to see. And then I really don't mind. That's not really that bad. It is so fun to knit. So the original one, I think it's kind of like an off-white or just a bare color yarn for the main color. I didn't have that because there was no, like I'm telling you, I think I was looking at patterns like December 1st or something, and that's when I remembered that I had, this used to be one skein, but I separated the two because I was making them both at the same time. And this one is actually from Candy Shop yarns, and I believe this colorway is Sugar Plum, maybe? Yep, Sugar Plum. It was one of her Christmas colorways, and it's a beautiful, as you can see, it's a slightly variegated pink, light pink, that I think goes beautiful with all the colors on the Advent. And I want to make more of these, like scrappy socks with this. Yes, you have ends to weave. I don't mind. You know I don't mind weaving ends, especially because I was weaving a lot of them as I went. So it took me 25 days to finish them because I did one color each single day. It was literally 4 rows. The pattern repeat, it's like 4 rows, I think, or 8 rounds. Yeah, it's like an 8 round pattern repeat. It's so easy. It only took me a few minutes each day to add to it. So at the bottom, you don't do the slip stitches. So this has some slip stitches, and as you can see, some purl bumps. And the bottom, you don't do the purl bumps or the slip stitches. So then you just have the colors of the actual colors of the Advents. And it was so fun. I don't know if I'm gonna get another Advent. It is pricey. It is fun, but pricey. Let me tell you, opening those little gifts every single day, oh, I can get used to that. I think we all like opening little presents every day. So I'm like, how can I do this every day of my life? Just kidding. But yeah, those are my 24 days, but really 25 day socks. And I love them. Oh, and the Advent came with this. So this is from Mountain State Stitches, Jenny. And this was the bag that came with the Advent. And I love it. First of all, such a great size bag. It's holding all the colors right now. Look at these colors. Natalie, you did so good. Everything. Jenny and Natalie, you guys did so good at picking the fabric. I mean, first of all, I love it because it's not just Christmas. Like, this is winter, and I can just keep using it all winter long and all year long because it's so cozy. Then it came, one of the days also came with a little pin that it says, all I want for Christmas is yarn. And yes, I do. It's such a good size. It comes with 3 pockets inside. Look at the inside. So lovely. And so that show, we go to, what am I gonna make with the Advents? Because literally that used like probably not even a gram of my Advent. Maybe a gram. So I still have 19 grams. So pretty much a whole entire little mini skein of it. I love this first color. So fun. So I thought about it, and I think I'm gonna make, well, this is what I am making. I still haven't, still not convinced 100%, but I think it will be fine once I make more of it. But this is gonna be a chill, I will pick it up whenever I want. I am not in a hurry to finish. If I finish it by this Christmas, I'll be okay with it. I don't feel like I have to finish it right now. So this is the Skyline. Let me make sure, get the right name. Yeah. Oh, we're moving into whips. Let me make sure that that's all my FOs. Yeah, I think so. Let's move on to whips. I'm doing so great today, you guys. This is the Skyline wrap by Helen Stewart. She came out with it for this year's Advent. Actually, it's done with 24 mini skeins, I think. So, or 20, yeah, I think 24 mini skeins. And I have 25, so I can just add another row and it'll be fine. And yeah, so that's all I have. I have one section, and then I moved on to the second one, which is a 2-color kind of lace, and that's where I'm still. I haven't touched it much because I cast on other things. I did get Hello Lavender's, in her last shop update, she had this set of like different color stitch markers. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I think it came with like 5 or 6 different colors. They're so cute. These are my first ones from her. She makes beautiful things, but it's hard to get sometimes in the pre-order, or to get it because it goes so quick. And so I had to be really fast to get those. So that is one whip. That is gonna be a long whip. I am not, like I said, I'm not in a hurry at all to work on that. And so yeah. And so that's one thing. I don't have anything much to say about that one because I am using whatever it called for needles, which I think are US 6, which I think are 4 millimeters. Yep, 4 millimeters. And I'm barely into it, but it doesn't matter. This though, it brings me joy every time I use it. I am in love with the bag, the colorways, everything. And now I can finally use these, which I'm so excited about because I love them. So this one is in my Me Made bag. I made this one last year. And this one this was my Christmas Eve cast on, which in reality I cast it on Christmas Eve because I couldn't wait. Well, that's extremely cold. Completely cold. Let's talk about that sweat. I'm so happy. So happy about this. Okay, so last time I think I showed you my Corralito yarns that came all the way from Chile, and I told you that I was gonna make the spicy candy shawl by Maria Jesus from Corralito Yarns, or Jesus Knits. And she is a Chilean dyer and designer, and this is her design with her own yarn. So if that doesn't make it more special and exciting, I don't know what does. But so this was a Christmas Eve cast on, because I knew that Christmas Eve I was going to be too busy, because for us Christmas Eve, it's like Christmas, so it's so busy and fun. I'm almost there, kind of almost on the second section. So let's look at this. I'm so mad that it has the hump. I should have done that other cast on instead of following, but I wanted to follow the pattern. But it's okay, we'll try to block it out as much as possible. But let's look at this. Oh, I hope that you can like see the colors. So right now, I know this looks great. Right now I'm working on the lace part underneath. So you do the top part, which is double moss stitch. In Spanish it's called punto arroz, which means rice. So I want to call rice stitch, but I don't think anybody would know what that means. It is the moss stitch, and it's a double moss stitch, which means you know moss stitch, you do knit purl all the way around, and then the next one you'll do purl knit all the way around. This one you do it for 2 rows, so you do knit purl, and then the next one you do knit purl, then the next one you do purl knit, and then the next one you do purl knit. So it's just 2 and 2. So that's why it's called double moss stitch, which is lovely and so squishy, and I don't mind purling. So for me, this was actually a mindless knit. You do it forever until you have like 320 something stitches, 322 stitches actually. And I was reading while I was doing this. I like to read and knit if I can. If I have a mindless knit that I don't have to look at, then I can do it. Right now I'm not in a point where I can knit in because I'm on the lace part. This part you have to look and pay attention and look at the chart. It is not hard at all, but it's not something I can knit while I'm doing it. But for the main part, it was so easy to just knit and read. Actually, if you're interested, I am reading the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, and they are so good. I like page 400 and something, or maybe close to 500 on the 3rd book now. Sorry. Excuse me. And they're so good, like so much fun. So far, nothing bad. I have to say the character building is wonderful. You really care about the characters. There's a little bit of a love story, like, but it's not the main thing. And that for me, actually, I like it because I don't like to just read romance novels unless they're like Jane Austen and like Middlemarch or North and South, like really old-timey romance novels, or like more like love stories. I don't do just like straight up novel, like romance novels. I don't. I like, this is like a fantasy. There's like a little bit of magic. There's also the main character's like a woman, and she's strong and awesome, and there's a little bit of a love story, like I said, but there's also a lot of action, and it's just really fun. There's a lot of plot twists and things that it's just really good. It's fun. It's my kind of genre. I really enjoy it. And so I have a Kindle. I prop it up on this little stand, and I can just like click or like, you know, preach, and then I can keep knitting. So for me, it's great. Yes. It is the perfect. So it was perfect. Now I'm on section 2. Oh yeah, you do bind off, I-cord bind off, and then you move on to the lace part. So then you pick up stitches behind the I-cord bind off. So then it looks like this, you know, so it looks like it's coming from behind. And then after you finish this, you finish with a picot bind off, and then you're gonna pick up stitches from behind again, and you're gonna do a ruffle with just the mohair. So I kind of forgot to say. So for the main part of the shawl, this one, because it looks, I mean, you can tell it looks so fluffy and it's so soft. It is so soft. You hold together the two mohairs. Now in her, the one that she did, hers is like bright pink. And as beautiful as it is, it's just not me. It doesn't go with my wardrobe, but these colors do. And I love it. It's like, this one's called Rose, which is perfect. And this one is called Spicy Candy. So she uses spice candy, but she also uses like a hot pink and together. And then for the lace part, you just hold the merino by itself. And for the ruffle that's gonna go behind, you just hold the mohair, and it's gonna be so fun. So I am more than halfway through on the, what's it called? The lace part, and it's fun. I mean, it's something that I can put on while I can work on while I watch something instead of reading. So it's been really fun, has fun colors, lots of pop of fun, but not too bright. And then this is gonna be so lovely behind it. I know this is not like a super high contrast, it's not me. So I knew that I needed something a little bit more subtle, a little bit more toned down. But this is totally me. This I love so much. I can't wait to be done. But in the meantime, I'm really enjoying this, and it's gonna be perfect in a little bit to keep on reading while working on this, because right now I can't read while I do this, but I have another project. And this is my second whip that I'm actually actively working right now. I wanted to work on my chestnut, but then I'm reading a series that is extremely addicting, and there's no way I can read. You know, you can't work on color work like that while also reading. So I can watch TV, but I can't read and work on the chestnut. So let's move on to number 3. This is Catkins by Marzena Kolaczek. I don't know if that's how you say it. I did not know this designer, but a little bit before Christmas, one of my followers on Instagram, she sent me a DM with the post of Marzena that said that she was giving away one of her patterns. You didn't need to do anything other than you just have to put the code on Ravelry, and you can get one of her patterns for free. I had never seen this designer, so I went to check it out, and I was like, she makes beautiful, beautiful designs. So I went straight to Ravelry, and then it took me forever to pick just one. So I have a bunch of all my favorites, and I'm sure I will make another one because they're really beautiful. And so then I started looking at like, what do I have on my stash? I knew that I had my cone, and this is Jamieson and Smith the shade 202, and this is their 2-ply. So this is fingering weight. And so I was like, okay, well, if I already have that and I didn't have a project in mind, let's go ahead and look for something that could use that. And actually one of the patterns that I absolutely loved, it was this one. It was called Catkins. Now, I don't have it in long enough. The cord is not long enough. Another cord or longer cord is coming, because my other really long cord is being used on that shawl. So, and I'm working on both things at the same time. And this is the front of it. So let's just work with this, okay? Let's show you by sections. So as you can see, these are the Catkins right here. And the first ones I thought they were like super nice. These ones are much nicer, like on the second row, but that's okay because you do it bottom up. So really, who's gonna look at the ones on the bottom? By the time that you get to the top, you're gonna be an expert at making them. And they're really not hard to make. So, and this is actually done on moss stitch also, which is kind of funny. I didn't plan that. I didn't even think about it, but that's actually how it turned out to be, that both projects that I'm working on are both in moss stitch. And so that's the front of it. And let me show you the sides. So both sides are exactly the same. You have this on the side. It's so beautiful. It is a super easy lace repeat. I think it's a six round repeat, and you do it on both sides. So it's, here it is on this side too. So here's another Hello Lavender stitch marker, and then the back is just moss stitch. I'm using the recommended needles, which I think are US 5s, so it's 3.75 millimeters. And when I swatch, because I did swatch, I swatched wrong, and I swatched flat instead of the round. I don't know why I did that. Kara was so proud that I was swatching, and then I was like, I almost got gauge, but I was like, let's go for it. Plus I was making a size bigger because I wanted the positive ease that size would give me, with the ease that it would give me. So it's like, okay, even if it's like a little smaller, it's not gonna be a big deal. We're going with it. The pattern is so easy to follow so far. So you start from the bottom up, like I said. You have just ribbing, super easy. I was reading through that. Then you do moss stitch, which I was also reading through it. You do the Catkins in only one row. So it looks like it takes more rows now. It's just one row. So I have a stitch counter or row counter, and I count my rows like that so I can be reading. So when I get to a next row, I just click it, because it's an 8-row repeat. And the lace, I already memorized it. It's so easy that you memorize it. So that one I don't have to look at anything. You read your knitting and you know exactly where you are. So the only thing I need to count is the rounds to make sure that once the 9th round comes and you have to make the catkin, then you're just paying attention. And then I can just be mindless reading again. So this has actually been extremely fun. Between these two projects, I've been able to read 3 books. Almost 3 books, because I'm like more than halfway through the other one, the 3rd book. So that is what it is. So it is, I still have a while. It is not cropped. You could make it crop. When I get my longer cable, I'm gonna see, and I'm gonna try it on and see how it's looking, how it's fitting, and like how long I want it. I thought I didn't really like crop things, but I do wear dresses to church, and this could go really cute on top of a dress because it does have positive ease. And even if you wear it with jeans, even if you don't wear like super high jeans, like if you don't mind like a cute shirt underneath that shows under your top, I don't know, I think I don't stress too much about it. I'm gonna try it on and see what it like. Hers is like a pretty normal size, like length. It's not cropped, it's just normal. And I'm kind of just following that. I'm enjoying it. It is so fun. So this is Jamieson & Smith, so it's not super soft, and I don't mind it because I don't feel like everything has to be super soft. I enjoy rustic wool, and this is so woolly. Like the smell is so good. Every time I work with it, my hands become so soft from working with it, and then also just the smell, my hands start smelling like sheep, which I love. And that is my whip, my last whip that I'm working on. But I'm about to start more whips because I am still planning on making a pair of socks a month. But this year I'm actually gonna challenge myself a bit, and even though I will still make vanilla socks because vanilla socks make me happy, and I am planning on making some scrappy socks too because I have a lot of scraps now. I'm also finally thinking of using this that I got for Mother's Day last year, and I still have never made anything from it. But I do have, from last time I showed you that I had a Dosaria Bromad, I had their one of their sock yarn, which I didn't bring right now, but I am planning on making the first in the book actually, and it's called Intersections, and it's beautiful. Let me show you. They're so pretty. So it's called Intersections by Marceline Smith, and it's the first one in the book. And the reason why I kind of want to go with this is because these ones are done toe up. I like cuff down. I tried toe up many years ago. I made, I think, a pair. Did I ever finish them? Maybe I made one. I can't remember. I didn't really enjoy it. I prefer cuff down, but it also wasn't very good pattern. I don't even remember what it was, but I didn't enjoy that pattern. So I want to give this a try. If I don't like it, well, I can rip it back and I just make another pair. It's totally fine. So that is my future knitting. That's where we are right now, actually. I'm doing so good today, I'm telling you. I'm just jumping all over the place. So that is one future knit that I'm gonna work on. It's my January socks. Then the other future knit, it's going to be a test knit for Fox and Folk, and it's gonna be the Poppy cardigan. She's about to start the test knit soon, but I do have the yarn for it. So this is gonna be the main color of the sweater. I have never used Ullcentrum, and it is 100% Swedish wool, and I am excited to try it. This is completely woolly wool. This is gonna be a sticked cardigan, so I'm using this for Anna's Stick Along 2022 cow that she's doing. Test knit has not started, so this is a future knit, but this is going to be the main color. I will pop up a picture of what it actually is going to look like, and like I said, it was going to be stick, which I'm very excited about. No. This is going to be the main color, and then you have to have 3 contrasting colors. This is definitely going to be one of my contrasting colors. I love it. It's like a pinkish, what it's called. Color 1113. Sorry, I don't think it has another color. What's the color? 1113, and that's definitely going to be one of the main colors, probably the one that goes in the button band and the collar and the cuff maybe. And here's when we got a problem. Now you needed just one more skein for the other 2 contrasting colors, but I couldn't pick 2, so I got 3. So I got 3 colors. So the pink one is for sure, because that one you needed too. So I got 2 of those. And now I have to pick out of the, like, these 2 colors are so gorgeous together. But then I love enough, you know, I love enough white. So my guess is that it's gonna go like this. But I'm afraid that that's gonna be so dark. Maybe not. I mean, that still looks good, doesn't it? I kind of love that too. Well, no, the pink one has to stay. I kind of love that too also. That's really pretty. I have a really hard decision to make. Or maybe I can just throw all of them in. I mean, it is a test knit, but I don't think it's a big problem if you put an extra color. I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll swatch, and I'll probably swatch both once we get the pattern. But that is the plan, and I am excited to work on that. The next one, because I don't know how long this has been. It's been ridiculous. I've stopped this so many times because Luna. Because of Luna. And next, I have a friend whose birthday is in February, and her husband approached me. So I think you know where this is going, right? Her husband approached me. She's like, I really want, and I knew what it was going to be. Sorry. And I knew exactly what it was going to be, but this is one of my really close friends, and I really, really love her. And she's small, so she's not very big, so it probably won't be very big. And so I'm planning on making it. So the yarn is coming, and he will pay me, and he said, I'll pay you whatever. And I was like, okay. And so I'm gonna actually, he wanted a Harry Potter sweater, like a Weasley sweater, kind of like the one I made my set. I made that one from the Harry Potter Magic, what's it called? Whatever it's called, the book that I have. But that one was done in pieces, and I did not enjoy that process. And if I'm going to be making something for somebody else, which I don't mind, you know, I like to do a lot of gift knits, and this is not a gift, but you know, it's a really good friend of mine, so I'm really actually excited to make this one. It needs to be enjoyable, and I did not super enjoy the piecing together of that one. It's not like my chestnut. Like my chest is so fun. That one is enjoyed every minute of it, and I am gonna enjoy when I have to piece it together. I have no problem. It's gonna be so fun. But the Harry Potter one was not super fun to make, and so I saw somebody posted on Instagram that they used the flax sweater from Tin Can Knits as the main part, and then they just put a letter on it. And I was like, yes, it just needs to be a raglan. So in reality, it could have been in any raglan, but I wanted a worsted weight. I'm gonna use the same exact colors because he wanted Gryffindor colors. I'm using the same wool, which is Wool of the Andes tweed from Knit Picks, and I'm using the same colors that I used last time. So I'll show you next time, because I'm sure by next time I'm gonna try to record before I have to give it away. These are promises that I'm making. But you know, her birthday is February 9th, so I'm gonna have to kind of prioritize that and the test knit whenever that starts, and which I don't mind, because I don't stress over my knitting. I have fun. It's a joy to pick up, because that's the other thing, this is so easy to remember. I just need to know which row I am, which is so easy to figure it out. And it's so easy to pick up. I don't have to look at the pattern. I know where I am. Once in a while I look at the pattern just to make sure, okay, I'm in the next section, how many more of these I need to make. But other than that, that's easy. I am about to finish this weekend. I want to finish the lace part of my spicy candy shawl, so then I can just pick up the million stitches that I have to pick up for the ruffle part in the back. But that's gonna be just stockinette, and that's gonna be easy peasy. So that's gonna be another one that I can just pick up whenever. I don't know when I'll cast on the socks, and in all reality, if I don't finish them before January, I don't care. It's fun. Yeah, I mean, I made a lot of things last year, and this year I do have the goal of writing down and like really I started really good last year. I kind of wrote down a lot of the projects. I put pictures into my little notebook, and then I made more projects than I wrote down, so then it was harder for me to go back and like remember, and then it got so overwhelmed, like overwhelming in the fact that it was so much to have to go and put into that book, because I like doing it you know, with my like in an actual notebook, that by the time that I was like, oh, so much catch up that I have to do. Plus, sometimes I forget to take pictures of all the finished objects that I finish. So I need to get better at that. That's actually kind of like one of my knitting goals. I don't have a make 9. I don't want to have a make 9. I like watching other people's make 9, but I don't like make one for myself. I know kind of ideas of things that I want to make, but my ideas change, and I don't want to feel like I have to make the things that I put down. And I think if I put them down in something, I will feel like I have to finish them. I know you don't have to, but that's how I feel. So that's why I don't do it. If that makes any sense. So let me just show you a few acquisitions, because these ones really touch my heart. So my birthday was last week, and my friend Brie, she knew it was my birthday coming, and she sent me a package. It was like your Christmas / birthday, and it was way more than I was expecting, and it is so generous of her. She is a sweetheart. So let's start with this. She made some project bags for her mittens. How cute are these? She had never sewn project bags before, and then she started making these because she wanted to make kits for the mittens that she her pattern. So this is it with her logo. It's very sturdy. It is beautiful fabric. She did so good. And her little tag, it's it's a little bag. It's perfect for socks or for mittens. And then she also sent me the yarn that she used. This is yarn from her. That's why I'm a little allergic to alpaca, but it doesn't stop me from using it or wearing it. This was 100 alpaca. It's a fingering / sport weight. And this is 200 grams. I think they're each 100. And this is gonna be plenty to make a pair of mittens, and maybe 2. Maybe I can make one for me and my husband. We can match. So this is Rockstar's alpacas, and this is the alpacas from her mother-in-law's farm. And it is soft like butter. Like, it is so soft. So I will link her. She is Brie dyes yarn, and she might have some in her shop. I don't know if she has more kits, but if you want to try her pattern, she has kits. And she also sent me, like, because it was a whole kit, so she also sent me the pattern printed, which is so generous. This is so nice. Like, it is beautiful. I am excited to make these. Then she sent me some more of her hand spun, which is gorgeous. Now I have 2 hanks of her hand spun, and I really need to figure out what to make with them, because they are so special and so fun, and they're beautifully done. She does an amazing job. This is 50% alpaca, 25 merino, and 25 tinsel. 10, I think. I can't quite read that. That's a pretty good amount. And then she sent me one of her Christmas sock yarn set. This is called Christmas Time is Here. It's not pretty. I'm kind of saving, because I did not get to all my Christmas yarn. So I'm definitely saving some so I can have, like, maybe start in November or something. Or even do some, like, Christmas in July. Wouldn't that be fun? To make some Christmas socks in July. Maybe because I'm pretty sure the Crazy Sock Lady is gonna do another sock camp, summer sock camp this year. Maybe I can make like a bunch of just Christmas socks that will be perfect for Christmas time. So this is what Brie sent me for Christmas / my birthday. Thank you, Brie. It was so lovely. I did get my parents gave me 2 sets of that I wanted. I have the blue ones of these, and I wanted the red ones because these are the minis, and these ones are from like US 0, which are 2 millimeters. I think. Let me check. Yeah, US 0s, which are 2 millimeters, all the way to US 3, which are 3.25s. And then the blue ones are 3 to like US 3 to 6, maybe US 6 or 7. So yeah, it is so nice because now I have minis in all different sizes, and it just means more knitting, which, you know, never bad. And then even though I do not enjoy or love knitting with double pointed needles, as Ruth loves to call devil sticks, it makes me laugh every time, I do have use of them sometimes. So I wanted a set of like the smaller size ones. So like these are also US 0, so 2 millimeters to US 3, which are 3.25s. And so that was very generous of my parents. Then I also got some Christmas money, birthday money, which has been spent on different things. I'm sure as things come and make it here, I'll show them to you. I don't have a huge haul to show you today. I do have podcasts to recommend because last time I forgot it. These are the ones actually from the last episode because I forgot to mention them. So let's go ahead and start. The first one is Rebecca from the Bear podcast. I'm sure many of you have heard of her. She is great. She is really fun, and we've talked some on Instagram, so she's really fun. The next one is NJ Knits. This is Naomi. She is a joy. I think she's Naomi Joy Knits on Instagram. She lost her page, which was so sad. I don't know what happened Instagram, and she still can't comment on people's posts or even on her own posts, but she can DM. So that's how we've been talking lately. But she's so funny. Like, her podcast is really funny, and I love her approach to knitting. She doesn't fuss over things. She just enjoys the knitting, and she's so sweet. So that's another one. The other one that I've been enjoying is Arne and Carlos, which you probably all know about, but they're hilarious, and I enjoyed actually watching their advent kind of opening up of their Christmas sweaters that they made for last year. I actually have that. I bought the pattern. Not that I was gonna make it last year, because I bought it, you know, whenever it came out in November or October. I did not have time to be knitting 25 or 24. Yeah, there were 24 mini sweaters, but you can put things in them. So I kind of do, you know, that's kind of a future knit if I make them. I don't know. I kind of want to make them this year so that I can have them for Christmas this year and do kind of like an advent with my kids where we can add, because they're a good size. They're like about this big, and you can put things inside. So that's a maybe. And they're hilarious. I love them. I love their podcast. And the last one is Caroline Knits. So Caroline is Danish, who lives in, she lives in Scotland. Crowbea, she's Scottish, living in Scotland. Now she's back in Scotland. And Naomi, she is British, but where does she live? Somewhere in Europe, I think. She works in Europe. So, and Arne and Carlos, they live in Norway. Arne is from Norway, and Carlos became a Norwegian citizen this past year, I think. But he's Swedish, I believe. So yeah. Woo, I said a lot. Let me make sure that I actually told you all the things that I want to say. I show you the giveaway things, so tell me what you're excited about knitting or what you're knitting right now. Like, what was your cast on? What are you working on? I show you what the gift are. Dawn, let me know if Ravelry is good for me to send you your gift. And I think those are all the things that I wanted to talk about. It was a forever long episode. It's gonna be so fun to edit. I have a million. I had to stop it so many times, but it is so good to talk to you again. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope that you were able to see all the things that I have to show you, that the lighting was good. We actually have a pretty bright day today. And I'm just happy to be here. I am thankful for you guys watching and listening, and some people even ask me, like, when is the next episode coming? I'm excited to see it. And which just makes me really glad and happy to know that so many of you enjoy it. And it's one of those things that a year ago when I started this podcast, never would have thought I would have 3,000 people subscribed and so many people watching and so many people enjoying it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and happy knitting. Bye.